I've had a lot of questions about erasers. I didn't realize actually that it was something that people didn't know. This is an art eraser, and it looks like this when you buy it. And it looks like this when you need it. It's a kneadable eraser. This is half of that eraser because I divide it between 2 locations in my house. So it's a half an eraser. This baby is your best friend because when you make a mark, you can simply roll off some of the graphite, and then you have a very, very slight mark left that'll guide you when you're doing your watercolor if you don't want to see the pencil marks after. It also doesn't damage the paper, and it also leaves no debris. Contrary to this Staedtler eraser, which I happen to love. When I'm doing drawing, I recently took a drawing class, and this was the one that I took with me. It does leave debris, but it is very effective. And it would probably damage the paper, the watercolor paper, but in my drawing sketchbook, it's fine. So this one is definitely your best friend for watercolor paper. And this is just a damn good eraser. This one is okay. These are more student grade. They do work, and they work okay, but it's a little, you have to rub, like you're really working it. Also Staedtler. This here is an automatic eraser. You have to hold it. So it saves you from doing too much work. It does leave behind debris, which is not ideal for watercolor. Also not ideal for cleaning up. Got rid of that. But it does have, you buy these and you can refill them. So, and that takes a battery. So it's a beautiful eraser. It's great. I don't use it when I'm doing watercolor very much at all, but if I'm sketching, that kind of thing, absolutely. Or if it's a pencil piece, this is definitely my best friend. And I wanted to just talk quickly about pencils. HB is what we grew up on in school. So you have, they're so easy to get. HB. I learned recently that you can go lighter in terms of graphite. So this is a 2H. HB is the center. On one side they go for the B's, and then they have the other side that goes for the H's. The H's have less graphite. So they're not as dark, and they don't leave so much of a mark. Whereas this 8B, I don't know if you can see that, but it's very graphite. Like that's a big mark. I would never use a B on its own to do a watercolor painting. Beautiful for sketching and stuff like that. But see here, the H, it's much less. Must be hard to see, but there it is. Go for an H. Go for the H's or an H. I do fine with an HB, but for my watercolor. But if you want to get even less graphite, then you're good to go with less. That would be just a simple H. See, even this graphite is still there from the HB. The B's are heavy on graphite, the H's are less. So that's an important piece of information. I love these markers, the Staedtler pigment liner. Beautiful. I have Mangaka 01, likely bought on Amazon. Also fun. These tend to run expensive. I've got to say, these kinds of pens are expensive. I love this Pilot fine liner. I've seen this online. I do use it. This is more like a ballpoint. These are felts. So that's that. I wanted to show you the more expensive. They're called mono something or other. Oh, there they are. And they're all, these here are all, oh, they're all Staedtler. I thought there was a different name. Anyway, it's a pigment liner. They wear out and they get empty rather quickly, in my opinion. And I discovered recently, apparently I'm the Staedtler princess today. No, I do not work for Staedtler. I got this one, $3.99 Canadian in Montreal, Tri Plus fine liner. Staedtler Tri Plus fine liner. 6 or 8 in a pack. Let me see, I actually have the pack. So it's 6 in a pack for $3.99. My friends, this is just fine, whereas these are much more expensive, and there's mono ones online. I don't know what the actual name is. It's mono something. And they are expensive and they don't last. It's very simple. They just don't last. It's disappointing. You can barely do 2 things with it and it's already done. This is like a felt that I got online. Beautiful. Also, these are more like Chinese calligraphy, and they have various sizes, so you can get different sizes on that. So these are some of the marking and eraser things that I use. See, this one is more like a paintbrush. Dry. It looks very dry, but you don't know. You may want some of that for something else, but not. I don't use these very much at all in my watercolor work. I am very happy with this new one that we just found, and everybody was happy at class yesterday. This is a very nice pen, the Staedtler Tri Plus fine liner, and I would buy this and an HB pencil. This is exactly what you need. You don't need more. All the other fuss is for fuss. So this is your art eraser, your marker to make black marks, and your pencil, which would be an HB or less, and that's all you need. So that's what that is. So people were questioning me, so I thought that would be a good idea to let you know that this is what I use.